Okay guys, so we're here trying to mark out our arch. The first step you want to do, you want to go and you want to measure the width of your arch. So my arch right there.
So right now I'm just cleaning up to get a nice clean area so that I can use to mark my arch. After that I get two pieces of plywood, put them beside each other. Now I'm just measuring to make sure that the two plywood is wide enough, which it is. The first thing you want to do is to measure the area where your arch gonna be. So I already done that. So all I'm doing right now is just sketch the center of the plywood. One plywood is full and then one is not, so that's why you see the center is over there. But before I do anything, I'm gonna go ahead and square my plywood. That's what's coming up now. So there I'm just measuring from the garage. Measure at this end and I measure at that end, just so that we have it the plywood nice and square. I like to build my arch in a garage inside, but in my client garage it's full where I could use the wall. Here I'm just measuring the center, trying to mark the center of the two plywood here now, so that I can transfer that line because we're gonna need it for later. Here, this line we need to bring it from here, go all the way to. We need a long line right in the middle here. As you see, I'm transferring it right on top of the paver. This paver here, the client gonna build a new driveway later, so he said it's okay to put nails in there, marked it up, whatever.
We're gonna need two more ply because we're gonna need one for in and one for out.
So here now I'm just measuring how high I want my arch to go, which I believe it's 22 inches somewhere there. There's several ways how to clock your arch. I like to call it clocking. So there's several ways. This way is probably one of the easiest ways.
Okay guys, so we're here trying to mark out our arch. The first step you want to do, you want to go and you want to measure the width of your arch. So my arch right there is 9 feet 3 inches. So what I did, I get two plywood down here and I put the plywood side by side and I measure from my garage door over there so that I kind of square it. Once I square it, I get the center of my arch, which would be what, 4 feet 7 inches, somewhere there. What I did, I get the center of my plywood and I measure 4 feet 7 inches, so that way I can form my arch. So now that I have it, another thing you want to do, you want to measure from the bottom to how high you want your arch to go. Or if client want to get it 23 inches, so this is where our arch going to be. So now we're just going to mark it out right now, and afterwards we're going to frame it out. You'll see as we do it. There are several ways to do this. This way that I'm going to demonstrate to you is probably one of the easiest way to mark it out. So let's go, let me show you. We're going to use two tapes. Just put a nail right there so that my nail can hold that. We're going to go over here.
So I'm just putting a nail there just to make it more easier for me to hook it onto my my tape onto the nail. Where the nail is where my arch, that's going to be the top of my arch. So all I'm doing now is just trying to lengthen my tape out, and that's the purpose of having the line.
So I have a straight line right there, running straight. You want to hold one tape right in the line, and you want to move your tape around so that you find one measurement, one number on your tape. So right now, looks like our clocking number would be, looks like it's right here. We have two numbers right here. I just see 83 meet with each other. Okay, so Chris, just go on right. Alright, go on to the other mark.
Once we catch our number, we just want to go right around just to make sure that our tape is right on and the mark, which it is. Just put back our line and make a mark just to make sure that. So now we're just going right around to catch our first mark. This you could put a nail in the wall. We're gonna do that later on because I didn't know that the client would give me the okay to drive a nail in his driveway, so I always use my tape. But if not, you can always just put a nail and use a piece of wire or use a piece of string to mark it out.
Put in another plywood on top, and then we're gonna mark on top of this one now.
So I put another plywood over it, and now we're gonna mark again so that we can cut the two pieces at once. If you have any question concerning this arch that we're marking out, that we're built, leave a comment down in the bottom. And if you watch this video and do something like this, I would love to hear. Leave a comment in the bottom there as well, and let me know if you find any difficulty when you was doing it. Here you could use a jigsaw, you could use a sawzall, whatever tool you have. This is my circular saw is the only tool I have on site. But I find it works pretty nicely. So there I have my two pieces. Now I finished to cut it out. I'm just using some scrap pieces of wood that the client have in his garage there. So we're just trying to join them as we could. Here I'm just measuring to make sure that I have the right size. Taking the measurement of the piece that's gonna go in the middle. The measurement of this is, I believe, 10.5 inches. So that way we can have two stones sit perfectly on our arch. Now I'm just cutting the pieces that's gonna go in the middle of my arch. It's a pretty nice simple way to cut all your board and get it nice and square. Just put your square right up beside your circular saw and just run it right close to it, and I'd always get a nice and straight cut. If you're not familiar with using these machines, I strongly recommend you not to put your hand this close to it. The nail that I'm using is not so long, so it's a bit safe, but I wouldn't recommend you put your hand as close as you see I have it there now, if you don't know how to use this power tool properly. So here I just put my square right onto the heart itself, put a piece of wood across and I square it, and then I push the other side right up to the hood where it's square. That way we know that the point of the heart is square with each other. It's very important to make sure that the both ends are in line with each other, just like you see I'm doing it here.
You know Yahoo?
need our next body there with that do it.
I only shot and me must say that's okay, that's okay.
So all we're doing now, we're just nailing up the piece that we cut 10 inches to put it right in the middle there. It's around 9 3/4 somewhere there. That was 2x4, but the total width of the arch is going to be around 10.5 inches. Now I'm just cutting the piece that's going to go right over my arch, a piece of plywood, just to finish it off. So I put one down and then I nail, and as I nail I bend it. This way I can have it form my arch nicely. This nail that I'm using, it's 1.5 inches. Some 1.5 inches brick nail that I have in my bag here that I'm using to nail this stuff. Here I'm just nailing 2 pieces of 2x8 onto the wall where we're gonna rest our arch right onto them. And we're gonna put 2 pieces of wood right in the middle to support it, one at the top, one at the bottom. And we're also going to put 2 pieces in the middle of the arch as well to make sure that it's nice and plumb. Here I'm just putting a line, running a line across just to make sure that my arch is in line with both corners. And there my arch need to go in a little bit, but I haven't plumbed it yet, so once I plumb it, it should be perfectly in line with the 2 corners. It's very important to put a line at the bottom and at the top, just to make sure that your arch is in line, so when you finish, your arch looks straight with the wall that's already built. Here I took down the frames so that you guys can get a better view of what I'm doing. As you see, I have the frames there. Afterwards we're gonna put up our frames, and you know, even though it's not that high where we are, but the frame was right there. And I want you guys to get the best view as possible. And guys, if you get involved from this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That's all I ask from you to make this video. And thank you. And if you haven't already subscribed, go subscribe button, hit the notification bell. So when I started the video, which coming up next to install the stone over the arch, you can come back and watch it later on, because this video only gonna mainly focusing on just how to build the arch. So later on you will see how we're gonna put the stone around it and everything. So here I'm just make sure that my arch is 100% plumb, and this is it. So thank you for watching, guys. If you get value from the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Come back a few days from now and we will have the next video of how we finish this off. Thank you as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.